What's going on, guys? JPB Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Tuesday. And for today's matchup, I'm bringing you a Prank Kids versus a Kaiju matchup with me as the Prank Kids player going first. So let's get on right with the game. Now, if you guys look at my starting hand was pretty amazing in the fact that I had a negate towards my opponent's Maxi, Ash Blossom, and or Nibiru. So I'm just going straight into my combo without my opponent even doing anything about it. He had no hand traps whatsoever to deal with my combo going through, so I was pretty happy about that. Now, a general understanding of the kind of deck my opponent was playing. He was playing a pure Kaiju deck with Alpha and Lava Golem mixed in there, and there were certain spell trap cards that are really annoying to deal with in his main deck, namely Kaiser Colosseum, Solemn Judgment, and cards like Shadow Imprisoning Mirror and Light Imprisoning Mirror that basically negates all light and dark activations from on the field or in the graveyard. So pretty annoying deck to deal with. So let's see how we deal with this. And there is one card my opponent played that really annoyed the crap out of me. You guys will see as the gameplay progresses the card that I'm talking about. So I end my turn, I draw into a Prankkids plays off of Pranks, set down my call by, cross out, Panda, end my turn. Let's see what my opponent does. Draw phase, I activate Bow Wow Bark, no negation from my opponent, so we get all the pieces we need for the Butler combo in our hand. Now, the first card he activates, this is where the annoyances start. He activates Soul Release, which basically states that target up to 5 cards in any graveyard, banish them. And the cards we have in our graveyard are Meowmoo, Doodle-Doo, and Bow Wow Bark. So basically, my Butler 2 pops is gone. I will only have 1 Butler pop. So it banishes these 3 cards, and me as a Prankkids player, we have no way to get the cards from the banishment pile into our graveyard or into our main deck, with aside from using Thunder Dragon Fusion to target 3 cards we need for the Butler combo and then recycling them from the banishment pile. That's the only card I run that helps me recycle cards from the banishment pile. So my Bow Wow Bark, Doodle-Doo, and Meowmoo are permanently gone. Like, I cannot do anything about this. So my opponent sets down a card and tries to end his turn. That's the reason why you guys see me pop open the Pandemonium. So because I wanted to use my Pandemonium going to my Butler on my opponent's turn rather than on my turn, because Panda locks you into Prankkids monsters only. So I would rather have that on my opponent's turn than on my turn. So I go into my Butler, activate all my graveyard activations, and since he has no monster on the field, there's no point popping my Butler as is. And I mean, you can't even pop your Butler because your opponent doesn't have any monsters on the field anyways. So you guys already know, I love going into my 2 dropsies because that translates into an instantly totally awesome on my turn if my opponent does not get rid of either of those dropsies on the field. So that's the reason for 2 dropsies, 1 fancies. My opponent activates another freaking Soul Release. This is not a once per turn thing. You can activate it 3 times in 1 turn. So he activates it, targets the 5 cards that I currently have in the graveyard, and outright banishes them. So all my 3 cards for the Butler combo with Panda and Place in my graveyard banished. I literally had nothing in my graveyard. Then he Lava Golems me. Lava Golems me takes my Butler plus my fancies. Now this was a pretty bad move on his part. Like, if I was my opponent and I had Lava Golem in my hand, I would have taken away 1 Dropsies and the Butler. I would have kept the fancies on the field because I know that I'm going to go totally awesome. Like, I know Prankkids players run totally awesome, and if you ever see 2 Dropsies on the field, you have to get rid of one of it. Otherwise, it translates into an instantly totally awesome on your opponent's turn when they are playing Prankkids. So pretty bad move on my opponent's part, but it's okay. I activate my Butler, get my fancies. That's the only card I could target with my Butler in the graveyard, which was the fancies that was tributed off of Lava Golem to get it back on the field. Now my opponent activates Kaiser Colosseum. Then, this was another new thing that I saw. He activated Owner's Seal, which reads that return control of all monsters on the field to their owners. So basically, you Kaiju your opponent, then you Kaiju Lava Golem, and then you activate Owner's Seal to return those cards back to their own control. So basically, you don't even have Kaiju or Lava Golem left on your side of the field anyways. They take control of it back. So the Lava Golem that my opponent gave me goes back to my opponent. And he makes another mistake over here again, where he targets the fancies for the attack of the lava golem instead of the dropsies, one of the dropsies. So now he's gonna end his turn right here, and we have a guaranteed totally awesome on our side. My opponent activates skill drain as soon as my standby phase hits, so main phase 1, I was okay with the skill drain, I don't care about it. Instantly going totally awesome, and since my opponent has Kaiser Coliseum on the field, I cannot normal out the Lamseeds from my hand because, again, only one, since my opponent only has one, I can only go into one. So I activate Prankkids Place, search for a Roxy's, and then activate Forbidden Droplet to lower the Lava Golem's attack by half. So that way, my Totally Awesome can beat over the Lava Golem, and then in main phase 2, I could go into my own combo. So I do just that in battle phase, kill off the Lava Golem, main phase 2. Normal out Lamseeds, and then go into my combo. Now this combo only has to go till Doodle-Doo, that's it. Once my Doodle-Doo hits the field, I could just tribute Doodle-Doo, target the Butler in the graveyard, and then put it back in my extra deck, then use Thunder Dragon Fusion to go into my Butler. That was my only play that I wanted to make, so I do just that. And then I use Thunder Dragon Fusion to target all the cards in my banishment pile for the Butler combo so that I could recycle them and then go into my Butler off of that. So I do just that, my Butler comes on the field, and since it's main phase 2, this is not main phase 1, so I cannot go into battle phase anymore. My battle phase is already over. So main phase 2, I end my turn right here, activate Pranks, boost up my monsters, and then at the end of the turn, Pranks activates, we recycle 3 cards, draw into a Dasher. Not a good draw, but it's okay, I'm okay with that. So right here, in my opponent's draw phase, or rather standby phase, I use my Call by the Grave and target the Lava Golem and banish it. Why do I do that? Because I did not want my opponent to be able to activate Lava Golem to tribute both my monsters on the field. That would be really bad for me. So I do that. My opponent drew into a Kaiju Slumber. So this would have literally killed off everything on my side. Thankfully, I did have Totally Awesome on the field, so I used Totally Awesome, negate it, and then negate, destroy, and then yoink the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber for myself. Now this Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, even I could activate it because I do run Kaijus myself. I run 4 copies of Kaijus in my main deck. So even I could activate the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber if I so chose to do so, if I wanted to activate it. So if the game pushes past this turn, once I do go into my turn, I believe it was pretty much game over right there, but if somehow it pushes past into another turn, I still have Interrupted Kaiju Slumber to kill off his cards to get Kaiju to him and myself. So my turn, I just normal out my Lamseeds and go into battle phase. Now this was enough to kill my opponent. I did not want to do any fancy stuff, so I just normaled out my Lamseeds, went into battle phase, and killed off my opponent. My opponent had nothing in response to this, so we win the game. Now this was a pretty interesting duel, pretty new duel in the sense that this was the first time I ever went up against a deck like this. Anyways, if you guys do like this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to my channel for more daily prank kid video uploads, and if you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule is going to be in the video description itself. And this is JPBDuel signing out for today. See you guys in the next video. Peace!